March 7th, 1965. A day etched into the annals of American history, not with glory, but with the brutal, indelible stain of violence. On the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, a peaceful march for voting rights transformed into a horrifying spectacle of state-sanctioned brutality. The air, thick with anticipation and hope, was suddenly rent by screams, the thud of billy clubs, and the acrid sting of tear gas. This was not just a clash. It was a calculated assault on the very ideals of democracy, a moment that would forever be known as Bloody Sunday. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime. The roots of Bloody Sunday stretch deep into the fertile, yet segregated soil of Alabama. For decades, African Americans in the South faced systemic disenfranchisement, denied the fundamental right to vote through poll taxes, literacy tests, and outright intimidation. Selma, a city in Dallas County where only 2% of eligible Black voters were registered, became a focal point for the civil rights movement. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and organizations such as the SCLC and SNCC converged on Selma, determined to challenge this injustice. The immediate catalyst for the march was the tragic death of Jimmy Lee Jackson. In February 1965, during a night march in Marion, Alabama, protesting the arrest of a civil rights leader, state troopers violently attacked demonstrators. Jackson, attempting to protect his mother and grandfather, was shot by a state trooper and died 8 days later. His death ignited a fierce resolve within the movement, solidifying the decision to march from Selma to Montgomery, a defiant 54-mile journey. This journey was to confront Governor George Wallace about the pervasive denial of voting rights. On that fateful Sunday, March 7th, approximately 600 marchers, led by Hosea Williams of the SCLC and John Lewis of SNCC, gathered at Brown Chapel AME Church. Their plan was simple: to walk peacefully to Montgomery. As they proceeded through Selma, their numbers swelled, a silent testament to their unwavering determination. The atmosphere was tense, a mixture of hope and apprehension, as they approached the iconic Edmund Pettus Bridge, a structure that would soon bear witness to a pivotal moment. As the marchers reached the crest of the Edmund Pettus Bridge, they were met by a formidable blockade of Alabama state troopers and local possemen, armed with billy clubs, tear gas, and whips. Major John Cloud, commanding the state troopers, ordered the demonstrators to disperse within 2 minutes. The air crackled with tension. John Lewis, a young but seasoned activist, and Hosea Williams attempted to negotiate, but their pleas were met with an unyielding refusal. The 2 minutes expired, and the order to advance was given. What followed was a scene of unimaginable horror. Troopers, on horseback and foot, surged forward, unleashing a brutal assault on the unarmed, peaceful marchers. Amelia Boynton, a prominent civil rights activist, was beaten unconscious, her image becoming a stark symbol of the day's savagery. The brutality of Bloody Sunday was captured by television cameras and photographers, and the images and footage were broadcast across the nation and around the world. The sheer savagery of the attack shocked the conscience of America. Public outrage mounted, with protests erupting in cities nationwide. President Lyndon B. Johnson, initially hesitant, was compelled to act. The events on the Edmund Pettus Bridge served as a stark, undeniable illustration of the urgent need for federal intervention. In the wake of Bloody Sunday, a second march, known as Turnaround Tuesday, took place on March 9th. Led by Dr. King, this march also approached the Edmund Pettus Bridge, but after a prayer, Dr. King turned the marchers back, adhering to a court order and avoiding further confrontation. This strategic move, while initially controversial, allowed time for legal challenges and further galvanized national support. Finally, on March 21, 1965, under the protection of federalized National Guard troops, and with a court order permitting the march, thousands of civil rights activists, led by Dr. King, embarked on the historic 5-day, 54-mile journey from Selma to Montgomery. The marchers, now numbering in the thousands, walked through rain and shine, sleeping in fields and churches along the way, their determination unwavering. This triumphant march culminated on March 25th at the Alabama state capitol, where Dr. King delivered his powerful "How long, not long" speech. The events of Bloody Sunday and the subsequent Selma to Montgomery marches proved to be a pivotal turning point in the civil rights movement. The national outcry and moral indignation generated by the televised brutality pressured Congress to act decisively. On August 6, 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act into law, a landmark piece of legislation that outlawed discriminatory voting practices and guaranteed the right to vote for all African Americans. This act fundamentally reshaped American democracy. Bloody Sunday remains a powerful and painful reminder of the sacrifices made in the struggle for civil rights. It underscores the importance of peaceful protest, the courage of those who stood against injustice, and the enduring power of collective action to bring about profound societal change. The Edmund Pettus Bridge, once a symbol of brutal oppression, now stands as a monument to courage, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of equality. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.